Friends, once again I am presenting before you the new topic. I am Dr. Baldev Prajapati, Professor Emeritus and Director, Medical Education and Research, Bhagyodaya Medical College and Multi-Speciality Hospital, Kadi. Just to remind you, these are my 4 books. Please go through it. You will get lot many informations in pediatrics. And this is an institution which I am working at present. I want to share with you very common symptom in pediatric practice, and that is the crying child. Crying child is a very common symptom in infants and young children in our daily pediatric practice. Sometimes a crying child presents as an emergency, even at midnight, and may be difficult for a clinician to decide whether crying in this particular child is due to the simple reason or some serious condition. It's always dilemma, very difficult to decide, and maybe sometimes challenging situation to the pediatrician. Should I send it home with some medicine, or does it require further evaluation? And all of us know that crying in a child is a natural response to any unpleasant situation. And we know that is the only way of communication, particularly in infants and toddlers. But one thing is very certain, that it is said that infants do not cry without some legitimate cause. So, it is very important for the clinician to decide, to define the exact cause for crying. Please remember these physiological conditions that make the child to cry. If I remind you, starting from birth cry, to cry of anger or cry of discomfort during passing urine and stool and soiling at the clothes. Many a times mother complains that before passing the urine or stool the child cries. That is just for the discomfort. And as the child starts to pass the urine, child is calm. And again after passing the urine, child cries because there is soiling of the clothes had taken place. So, it is simple, but if you do not understand, we will submit the battery of investigations for urine routine, macro culture and so on. Sometimes it is due to the emotional deprivation in the absence of mother, or cry of resistance, of refusal because child does not want, or even maybe due to sometimes pain. In a case of osteomyelitis, congenital syphilis, maybe the rib fracture. So, these types of serious conditions should not also be missed due to the pain. Sometimes some children are having the habit, that is a behavioral problem, like night terror, temper tantrum, and that reassurance to the parents and proper counseling is very important. Let us see some of the common pathological conditions which requires proper understanding and evaluation. All of us know that infantile colic or evening colic, what we say, is the most common, particularly 2 to 4 months old children. And that may be the way with very specific defined time in the evening or night, and therefore we say evening cry or nocturnal cry. Intestinal colic is again very common. Sometimes earache may be the reason for the crying. An important cause, I will say, in the young children, it requires proper, I will say, workup, and therefore otoscopic examination, and decide whether the child requires proper medicines including antibiotics, yes or no. Sometimes respiratory causes are responsible for the excessive crying in the form of the nasal block, nasal foreign body, bronchiolitis, very common in our practice due to the hypoxemia, pleurisy even, pneumonia, even will present with the chest pain and respiratory distress. Sometimes cardiovascular cause due to the CCF, L-kappa in young babies, and therefore irritability, maybe the cardiac failure. And here the excessive crying will be the only symptom which we should not be missed. And even the myocarditis also following viral infection may cause the crying in the child. Intracranial conditions should be kept in mind like meningitis, encephalitis, raised intracranial pressure, or intracranial bleeding following late hemorrhagic disease of newborn or trauma. Raised intracranial pressure, particularly check the AF, which may be the bulging. Benign intracranial hypertension following some drugs should also be kept in mind. There is nalidixic acid, now we are not using, but in the past we were using, and we used to see the numbers of patients. When hypervitamin A and D, yes, already which we are discussing gastroesophageal reflux disease, due to the reflux esophagitis, the child will be crying, irritable and arching. What we say Sandifer syndrome should be kept in mind. If you noted that the child is otherwise calm, but starts to cry on handling, on touching, keep in mind maybe the fracture of bone, maybe the osteomyelitis, maybe the septic arthritis, or even the congenital syphilis. And many times we call them pseudoparalysis. Don't miss it. Surgical conditions like acute appendicitis, please take the note. It has been reported in infants and even neonates, may present with fever, irritability only. Intussusception, particularly triad of pain in abdomen, abdominal mass, and red currant jelly in the stool, following even the history of diarrhea a few days back. Maybe the only torsion of testes. If you examine, there will be the red edematous scrotum, scrotal swelling, and even absent cremastic reflex on that side. And therefore, any child presents to you with the crying, please don't miss to examine the genitals, particularly the male child. Don't miss the torsion of testes because it requires management within 6 hours to save the testes. Very important. Always fracture of bones, septic arthritis should be kept in mind. Even night terrors, 18 months to 3 years, not uncommon in the practice. Nowadays even drug withdrawal, opium and alcohol, occasionally, but yes, I have seen in the practice. Examine for the anal fissure, even check the perineal region, there may be the fissure, infection, boils occasionally. Constipation may be the reasons for just only crying. Urinary retention may be there on examination, you may get palpable urinary bladder. Very important, the DPT vaccine itself can cause the irritability or excessive crying. Drugs like anticholinergic drugs may cause the urinary retention. Antihistaminics even may cause excessive crying, seizures and apnea in the birth, and therefore, please don't prescribe the antihistaminic drugs in the very young infants. Alcohol withdrawals, symptoms, occasionally yes, but we do come across in the practice which should not miss. Sometimes if the clinician is accustomed from the type of cry, he may be able to diagnose. We know that continuous crying, irritable child in a case of marasmus. Intermittent weak cry because child cannot afford the calories for crying in a case of Kwashiorkor. Hoarse cry, maybe the hypothyroidism of Krupp syndrome. Shrill cry, particularly in the very young infants, that is high pitch cry, raised intracranial pressure following CNS infection or intracranial hemorrhage. Screaming is a very characteristic of intussusception. And rarely, but cat cry is the cry du chat syndrome is a very characteristic which one should not miss it. Thank you friends for very simple but excessive crying probably is very common in practice and we should not miss it. Friends, I remind you to subscribe our channel, not to miss the further topics and more information. Thank you.